On the way down screaming, "Whoa, before we have a storm, then we'll be alright."
What's going on, guys? My name is George, or the Wolfie, and welcome back to the fourth TM Tips and Tricks episode. I haven't done one of these in absolute years, so I decided today is Saturday, ladies Wimbledon final, British Grand Prix qualifying. I'm going to do 3 videos in one day. So first of all, we're doing a video about what is Pro. Now, you may notice I have a lot of Pro. I have 416 Pro. Basically, in this video, I'm just going to tell you how you can get Pro and what you can do with Pro. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. So, the main way of getting Pro is by watching adverts. Now, you can get adverts by clicking on this button here. On every screen on Trophy Manager, at the top, you have these icons, this sort of hotbar. You have the level of Pro you have, the money you have, and then if you click on here, it brings up loads of Pro videos. Now, most people watch sponsor paid videos because you are guaranteed to get half a Pro day. As you see here, it says watch a video to earn half a Pro day. Now, Matsumi ads don't always work, and some of the supersonic ads don't always play, but sponsor paid videos, if you have them, they always work. And basically you just click on them and oops, and then it will come up with a video here, so you can see I just have, let's have a look what it is. Mine might not even be a video, we're not actually sure, but you watch through the video, and as you can see it's Benno video, but I'm not going to watch that. But at the end, that get your reward icon will turn green. You click on that, wait for it to say success, click that and refresh your page, and you'll have an extra half a Pro day. However, if you want to actually use real money, click on this TM Pro symbol here, you click buy Pro, and then it gives you options on how to buy your own Pro. So as you can see here, you get 1 month of unlimited Pro, 3 months, 12 months, and 36 months. Pretty much, you just then go to payment, and it'll give you all the options. But I normally suggest watching the Pro adverts instead, just because you don't actually have to pay money, and you can still get a lot of Pro very quickly, as you can watch different adverts in different tabs. So if you open 20 tabs, you can watch 20 videos at once. So it's a very, very quick way of doing it, and obviously it's free. With Magic, you can also donate other teams Pro. Now you do that by clicking on account, and then that will send you to the account page of your team. Now, as you can see here, there are loads of different settings to change, but you want to ignore all of those and click on Donate Pro right here. Now, that will then take you to this page, and it says Donate Days, and it comes up with an automatic 10 to club. Now, in here, you type in a random club. So, pretend I was going to donate to Bones FC, type in the random club, and then you click on it, and it says Donate Days 10 to Club Bones FC. Now, it says here, we take 10 days from you, the other club receives 8 of those Pro days. Now, as you can see here, you have to donate at least 3 days, which will mean the other club gets 1. 4, he gets 2, 5, he gets 3, 6, he gets 4, 7, he gets 5, 8, he gets 6, 9, he gets 7, etc., etc. Although the bigger the gap is, obviously the less they will get, because it says here you could donate Pro to other clubs. This costs 1 day plus 10% of the amount you are donating. Yeah, so if you donate 95 days from your account, 1 day fixed fee is taken, and 95% of but 9.5 days is 95 days is 9.5 days, which is rounded up to 10 days. So 84 days is given to the club. If you test that out, 84 days is taken. 100, they get 89. So it's basically whatever you donate, one of those Pro days is taken plus 10%, which will be rounded up if it's over 0.5. So yeah, you can donate Pro days. I don't normally do it, so please don't ask me to, because I tend to save my Pro in case I need it. But yeah, there is an option to donate Pro if you're wanting to do that. Now on to what Pro actually does. Now, for once, we're not actually going to Bones' help guide. We're going back onto this TM Pro icon and clicking About Pro. And this basically sends you to the information guide on what Pro does. So it says here, a TM Pro package grants your team access to a load of different features in the game. Some will make your team look more stylish. Some will give you an extra insight into your players with more statistics and game analysis, and some will make your life easier. There are over 8,000 teams with a TM Pro package. When you buy a package, you will have access to a huge amount of extra features for the period you purchase. If you have any days left, your new purchase will be added to the already existing days. Now, then it goes on to say about all the different things you can do, and I'm just going to take you to a little sort of mini PowerPoint of screenshots I've taken and just explain them all in a bit more detail. So first of all, guys, I will leave a link in the description to that page if you want to go and read it yourself. But for now, I'm just going to explain each of the different things you can do with Pro. So first of all, you can use a transfer agent if you have Pro. Now, I think you only need 1 or 2 Pro to be able to use a transfer agent. And it says, get a transfer agent to pursue a player and make bids to you with predefined instructions. So basically, what you do is on a transfer page, there will be the option to use an agent on your bid. Now, instead of just clicking make bids, which will put on the minimum bid that is required, you can then type up to a certain amount. So in the example over, if I just get a laser pointer, in the example over here, they have put a minimum bid is 72 million, and they go using they can put an agent on there. So if you click the button there, it'll say use transfer agent on this player, something like that. Then you type in the amount that you want that agent to bid up to. That will then put on the minimum bid, but your agent will continue to bid up until that specified amount. So it's a very handy way of being able to get a player if, say, you're not in at the time his transfer ends, and or it may actually put off clubs on bidding on. So say you've put a bid, sorry, an agent of up to say 20 million on a player that's current bid is 2 million. A club will click minimum bid, something like that, and they might click it a few times just to check you haven't put on like the agent up to 3 million. But if they notice that your agent is bidding quite a lot, they might just stop bidding altogether. But you have to be very careful you don't put it on for too much, because then with an agent, I do believe this rule is still the same. 4% of that bid that you've put your agent on will be added on to your transfer. So if you bid, say, 100 million, you will actually pay 104 million for that player. So it's not a massive cut off, but it is still quite a bit of money if you're paying a lot for a player. You can also use Pro when looking at your squad and shortlist filters. Now, where here, basically, these just shorten down. So you can pick goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and attackers using the green, blue, yellow, and red icons. And it says, hey, you can literally just filter it by looking from your A team to B team if you have a reserves team, and filter it by age and position and what like role they are in the team. Same goes with the shortlist. You can do that with age and position and what role they are in the team as to whether they're goalkeeper, defender, etc. So again, it's just to make your life a bit easier while playing Trophy Manager. Team Analyzer, this is the formation thing that I've showed you a few times. You need Pro, I think, to be able to use this, but basically it's just www.trophy-manager.com/assistant manager, and that will get you to that page where you can see what sort of things you need for each formation. And again, that's just to make your life a little bit easier so you don't have to use your brain quite as much. Then we have Translate Mortar. Now, if you use bookmarks, and that's what favorite searches are, if you use bookmarks, you can then set a bookmark, and Trophy Manager will alert you if a player with that sort of bookmark that you've put on comes up on the transfer list, and as it says there, it will report back to you. And then you're just able to make bookmarks. So say you are doing a lot of rec flipping with defenders, you can put in you want a defensive centre under the age of 21, you want him to have 15 marking, 15 tackling, something like that. And you do that every single time, and you save that as a bookmark so it's nice and easy to get to. You also have custom training. Now, I'm going to release a video where just after this when this one goes up, on what custom training is and showing you about it. So I'm not going to go into too much detail there. So make sure you go and look at that video, which I will leave a link to in the description. Then there's also for more training side of Trophy Manager. So you have the training overview. You can monitor your players' training by seeing what skills increase, decrease they have during training, and the training graph, which basically just shows how much the players trained each week, and it's just showing if they're very good in training or very average in training. Then we have full career stats. Now, this is good if you're looking for new players. So if you have like 2 players on your shortlist, you want to see how well they have done at their teams. By having pro, you can look at their full career stats. So instead of just looking at this season, you'll be able to see since that team or player first came to the game. So you might then find out that one has played 100 games, scored 60 goals, whilst one has played 50 games and scored 2 goals. So it's just a good way of seeing how players have performed over their full career, whether they're improving, whether they're not, and also how much they have been signed for from different teams. There's also a lot of other stylish side of things. So basically, if you have pro, you can always see your club logo on your house and everyone else can see it on your clubhouse. So as you can see there, you see Dunham's Tea Hunters. So his logo, everyone can see that because he has pro. Like you can see my logo because I have pro, but someone who doesn't have pro, it'll just come up with a standard sort of logo. Then there's also forum styling. Now with pro, you can write in different colours, add links and images, use smileys, and even more if you have pro, like it says right there. And that's why you'll see people including links to players and stuff like that because they have pro. Although none of this actually costs any pro. Then there's also clubhouse trophies. You will get some nice looking trophies in your clubhouse. So great bling bling if you want to show off. I think that's just basically saying no what if you have pro. I'm not too sure though about that. And then you can also turn off ads if you want, just to make the sides and have less flashing things in your face while you're doing high tense stuff or whatever on Trophy Manager. And then there's also the more general stuff. So you can change players' shirt numbers if you have pro, and you can add notes to players if you have pro. So I have notes on some of my players saying if they have good professionalism or low injury prone or good adaptability and stuff like that. And it's just basically so you could put notes on there just to remind other teams as well as yourself as to what that player is like. You can also create multiple teams and reserve teams. They're pretty standard. I don't really explain what they are, although multiple teams do have to be in another country, but it's just to challenge your skills a bit more. There's also transfer pimps where you can add notes to your players and highlight them in blue or make them bold, and they cost between 1 and 5 pro days. So they do actually cost. And then you can also change your expiry options. So you can make a transfer expire a shorter or longer amount of time and at a certain time or a certain length of hours. So instead of going for 5 days exact, you could go it expires in 3 days, 10 hours. So but that also costs pro. Then there's also player nicknames, so you can nickname a player. That's again 5 pro that costs. Instant friendlies, that doesn't cost anything if you have pro, that's for ranked matches. And you can change your club name for 20 pro as well, which is another good side of having pro if you just want to change up your team a bit. And that's all the uses for pro. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and if you have, make sure you like and subscribe. My name has been George, Oliver Wolfie. Make sure you leave your questions that you want me to answer in the description. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. There'll be 2 more out later today, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.